Hey everyone, this is Kim with Boost the Bees, and we're out at the apiary today. We're going to do a couple quick inspections on two of the hives, just real quick, just because they were low population colonies. One actually was a laying worker hive, and then the other one was a split hive. So we're just going to check and see what their populations look like today. And it's beautiful outside. Got my bee suit on. It's about 72 or 73 here in Denver. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I think we did end up taking a couple of the hives away from the apiary and moved them, actually relocated them. So now we are down to 4 hives in the apiary, and then 2 of my personal hives. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to set you right here, and hopefully that'll be just enough of a view for you so you can see what's going on with our hive inspection here. So let's go ahead and get started. This is hive number 5. We'll remove the telescoping cover. Remove the inner cover. Sometimes they don't like that creaking, cracking noise, but it's part of the process. So we'll move this, the inner cover. Notice it does have a notch here at the end. I don't know if you can see that. That notch helps with ventilation. And we have 2 boxes on. So in this top box we do have a feeder, and then we do have 8 frames up in the top box. We're just going to go ahead and take a peek and see what each frame looks like. It looks like these are going to be pretty much blank, which is to be expected because of its low population. We don't expect them to have it built out just yet. So this is blank, and I'll just hold on to this and see what the rest of it looks like in here. So first frame is blank, second frame is blank. Third frame, they are beginning to build out some of the comb on here, as you can see, both on both sides. So they are moving up into their second box, which means their population is probably pretty good, which is great. Laying worker colonies can be really scary because you can pretty much lose your entire hive because the girls take over and start laying eggs, but those eggs are not fertilized. So all they do is lay a bunch of drones, which are the male bees, which can really be detrimental and actually kill your entire hive. So they're building this out really, really well. And I don't see any eggs on here inside the cells yet, but I'm sure they're just getting everything ready for their queen to move on in. So 4th frame is nearly built out, which is great. Fifth frame, they are also building out, as you can see. I can do a close-up here so you can see really close what that looks like. Again, there's no eggs being laid up here yet, but that's quite alright. Not worried about it. So we're going to go ahead and move on. Everything looks good. There is a honey frame here on the top that I ended up moving over from one of our reserve hives. One of the other hives, they had a large amount of resources, and so I ended up taking a honey frame from them so we could share the resources among the hives, so that everyone benefits and everyone is doing okay, which is a good way to keep a good community between everyone. So I am just creating what is called bee space. So it's just mainly keeping everything organized and together so that the bees don't end up making a whole lot of propolis, which is a way for them to glue areas that have cracks or crevices. It's just a lot of extra work for the bees to try to make sure that these spots are closed up, and we don't need them to do that. So I'll just check my camera and make sure you can see what I see down here. You see me? Hello. Okay, I think you can see. So we're just gonna keep on moving. So this looks like they're filling every frame on here, which looks really good. I see bees down to every frame. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this outermost frame. And usually the outermost frame is a honey frame. So it's heavy, number one. And then number two, it's a little bit harder to get out because it's sticky and heavy and built out. So you usually want to take it pretty slow getting this first frame out, and then you can move a little bit quicker. So we're just going to check and see. So the population of bees on this frame is very, 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 very small, which makes me wonder if that's how the population is on every frame that I'm going to pull out. We sure hope it's not, because then we know our population is really small. But there is also some good stuff to show you on this frame, and that's basically, if you look real close, you can see kind of inside the cells the nectar that they're pulling in. So hopefully you can see kind of the nectar that's shimmering and shining in the sun. Really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and gently, I'll peek for the queen real quick. She shouldn't be on this frame, but sometimes they are. So I don't see her. Again, this frame is really heavy because it's just straight full of nectar. So we're just going to go ahead and sit it there, and we'll keep doing the rest of our inspection. So that, again, the population on that frame is really low. This is better. It's not jam-packed with bees, but that's okay. It still is a better population than what we saw in the last one. There's definitely eggs and larvae. Definitely eggs and larvae and capped brood that we see, which is very good. Make sure we see eggs around the perimeter, which we do. Yep, I see eggs there. So again, this looks good. All of that is the capped honey all around the top. So this looks good. Any frame with brood on it, which is the brown cappings, you want to make sure you keep that in the box. you don't want to really set that outside like I sat down the honey frame, because it needs to be kept at a certain temperature, and having it out for the entire inspection is probably not really ideal. So this all looks absolutely gorgeous on this side. Let me check this side. Yep, this side looks gorgeous as well. So our queen is laying very, very well. Everything looks really good. I can just walk over and give you a quick close-up of this. Again, this is all capped brood. It looks perfect. The coloring looks great. The size of it looks great. There's no holes in it. It doesn't look like there's any signs of disease. Everything looks really fantastic. So we're going to keep moving. That looks great. And again, as a new beekeeper, you want to stand on the side or behind your hive. Currently, I have my camera sitting on the hive, so if I stood behind it, you'd see my butt the whole time, and you wouldn't get good shots of what I have going on here. So we're going to just either stand on the side or behind it, but side works for us right now. Alright, so this frame, it looks like, is being shared. There's pollen and capped brood, and eggs and larvae. So it looks like the queen and the workers are sharing this frame with each other, which is great. That normally happens, so we're okay with that. There's a couple new baby bees born. You can tell they're a little bit fuzzy. Their heads are a little fuzzy. They're pretty cute. So things look good there. Population's still a bit small, but overall pretty good. I just want to check and make sure at the bottom of the frames that there's nothing that looks out of the ordinary, like swarm cells or queen cups or anything that they may potentially be building to decide to swarm. And it doesn't look like anything. You can see at the bottom of the frame there are a couple of things that are sticking up, but there's nothing actually in them, and they aren't creating what are swarm cells. So also this stuff in the top, this is called burr comb. It's just excess comb that they build, so you want to scrape that off because you don't want it to pile up and make your hive hard to work through. If you have a bunch of that on the top of the frames, it just gets really messy. So every time I come in, I make sure I scrape off that burr comb. Alright, so we've seen a lot of brood, which is really good. We're on the 6th frame right now. And again, it looks like this queen is laying very well. Everything looks really good. No sign of her yet on the frames that I see, but gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It wouldn't hurt to give them some feed. You know, we could definitely do a sugar feed for them, and that could help them boost their resources as well. In the spring, we do 1-to-1. sugar feed, which is pretty much 1 part sugar to 1 part water. So it's a more dilute version than what you feed in the winter. So this is a good one to show you because this is drone brood. Oh, and our queen. So maybe we can do a little bit of double viewing for your pleasure. So the queen, I'm just gonna hold this here right now and hope that I get her on there. It's a little bit hard. She's much larger than the rest of them. She's moving pretty quick. She's moving real quick now. She's all the way up by the honey. So we're just gonna show you that quick. And then the drone brood is here at the bottom. So you can see it looks kind of like Kix cereal is how I describe it. It's just fatter, and it houses the male bees. So again, I've spotted my queen. I see her. There is one queen cup that I'm going to destroy right here, which of course you can't probably see it from there, which is totally fine. But a queen cup is basically an enlarged cell that the queen can lay an egg in, and then the worker bees can extend the cell so that it turns into a queen cell, queen cup. Because the queen, when she is developing in the cell, she needs a much larger space than the workers or the drones, because she has such a bigger body, a longer abdomen to house all of the eggs in her abdomen. So I want to get rid of that queen cup because I don't want them to make another queen. I don't want them to swarm. I want them to do exactly what they're doing right now, which is being absolutely perfect. This all looks fantastic. I'm very proud of them. They've come a really long way. So again, just gorgeous. So we have two frames left. This frame feels really, really light. It's just being freshly built out. Again, it's a nice frame to show you, if it's brand new, what this looks like. So this is freshly built out comb. There's absolutely nothing inside of it. The queen hasn't even ventured on this frame yet to start laying eggs, but it is ready for her as soon as she feels that she's running out of space to lay. Which is great. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. And then this last frame over here will be a honey frame, most likely. And I think what I actually might do is I might go ahead and I might just move this honey frame up, since we already have a honey frame in the bottom. So we're just going to go ahead and switch out some frames. Let me see what's on here real quick. It should be a honey frame. So yeah, it's all being filled with nectar. Being filled with nectar on this side as well. So, since I do have my first honey frame out, I'll go ahead and just take one of the frames from the top box that is blank. So blank frames, this is just a blank wax foundation frame. There's nothing built out on it. There's no 3D anything to it as of yet. They will build it into a 3D comb so that the queen can lay her eggs and so that they can fill the cells with nectar and pollen. So I'll just go ahead and put that there in the second spot. And you always want to keep one honey frame in the box, in the bottom box. So we have our one honey frame, and we can go ahead and put this other honey frame in the feeder, or in the top box, and close up the hive. And that'll be our inspection. So when you put it back, you want to make sure obviously there's no holes or cracks, or it's not off center. Scoot everything over. And put our honey frame now in the top box. I'm just being gentle because I don't want to do, they call it rolling the bees. If you just drop your frames in there, the bees, they just roll off of it, and they become really unhappy and scattered and very, very unhappy. So our population looks okay. It's not booming, but it looks pretty darn good. So we saw our queen, we saw a bunch of eggs, we saw everything that really we needed to see to know that they're going to be okay. So again, thank you. This is Kim with Boost the Bees, and we will see you next time. Have a great one.